An undersecretary is an executive government official in many countries, frequently a career public servant, who typically acts as a senior administrator or second-in-command to a politically appointed cabinet minister or other government official. The title is used in many different political systems. Holy See. In the Holy See, Undersecretary is a title given to senior administrative officials working in the dicasteries of the Roman Curia, Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, Undersecretary is a position created in 2008 to work closely with bureau secretaries and top civil servants to implement the chief executive's policy, blueprint and agenda in an executive-led government. The appointment of undersecretaries and political assistants is an extension of the principal officials' accountability system into today's political appointments system. India. In India, undersecretary is an officer-level secretariat post in central ministries, tenanted by officers of various civil services, usually promoted officers from the Group B of Central Secretariat Service, or the newly appointed officers of the Indian Administrative Service, abbreviated as IAS, or other Group A services on deputation in central government in early stages of their careers with minimum 7 to 8 years of service. Refer to the link below on site. Directorate of Advertising and Visual Publicity http://www.davp.nic.in/right3data/ad/eng_58101_6_1213b.pdf officers in this capacity further manage desk or section offices within a ministry or central regulatory body. Undersecretaries occupy gazetted civil service posts in India, unlike in some Western democracies, where they are political appointees. An undersecretary will typically report to a deputy secretary, or a director to the Government of India. The hierarchy of secretariat posts in the Government of India begins with the undersecretaries. Superior to the undersecretaries are deputy secretaries, directors, joint secretaries, additional secretaries, special secretaries, and finally, secretary to the Government of India. Undersecretary is a key central civil service post which can be occupied by officers any service which is responsible for carrying out notification of various government policy decisions. For example, Undersecretary in Ministry of Finance will carry out important notification related to his ministry. http://www.cbec.gov.in/whatsnew.htm Undersecretary in Ministry of Commerce dealing with SEZ will carry out notification related to SEZ. http://sazindia.nic.in/notifications@.asp?id=2 Also Deputy Development Commissioners of SEZ are undersecretary level offices. Refer to link below. http://sazindia.nic.in/right3data/general notifications/filling %20 %20 the %20 post %20 JDC %20 ddc.pdf Undersecretary to Government of India has power to attest documents for certain deputation posts. http://sazindia.nic.in/right3data/general notifications/JDC %20 post %20 of %20 says.pdf AC, DC level officer of income tax, customs department sometimes come as undersecretary in Min of Finance. List of income tax ranks in India for attestation of Indian passport under tactical scheme by undersecretary level officer or above. http://www.imhelp.com/henry/tactical-passport-scheme.html Italy. In Italy, undersecretary is a second-in-command to a politically appointed minister. In particular, he/she is appointed with a President of the Republic decree, on proposal of the Prime Minister, who previously agreed such proposal with the relevant minister. Netherlands. In the Netherlands, Undersecretary is the title of a junior member of the Cabinet of the Netherlands. An Undersecretary takes over part of the portfolio of a certain minister and falls under the responsibility of that minister, but is at the same time also separately responsible to the Parliament. Undersecretaries do not attend the weekly Council of Ministers unless specifically invited. Some undersecretaries are allowed to use the title minister in meetings with foreign colleagues who are responsible for the same topic area. Portugal. In Portugal, the level of undersecretary is not a pro forma echelon in the executive hierarchy. Such posts are created on an ad hoc basis as required. It is the lowest rung in the executive power. There is currently only one Undersecretary of State in the present government. Spain. In the Spanish government, the Undersecretary is a political appointee charged with the daily representation of a ministry, the management of the common services and personnel. The position is equivalent to the British Permanent Secretary. The Undersecretary reports to the Minister, and is appointed by the King on the advice of the Council of Ministers. United Kingdom. The title of Undersecretary is used in two different contexts in the British political system. A parliamentary Undersecretary of State is a junior member of the government, always an MP from the governing party, who is appointed to assist a Secretary of State or other government minister. In contrast, a permanent Undersecretary is a civil servant employed to head part of a government department and oversee the implementation of policy. United States. In the United States executive branch, an Undersecretary is a senior official in a government department, junior to a departmental secretary such as the Secretary of State, and usually junior to a deputy secretary as well. An Undersecretary is typically a career government official, as opposed to a political appointee. The Undersecretary would typically be a political appointee. They may head specific sub-departments or agencies such as the Defense Intelligence Agency, or be responsible for a specific area of policy within the department, e.g., the Undersecretary for Management within the Department of State. Before 1972, Undersecretary signified the senior deputy to a cabinet secretary, especially of State and Treasury. The office of Undersecretary of State was replaced by the Deputy Secretary of State, and the office of Undersecretary of the Treasury was replaced by the Deputy Secretary of the Treasury, while the Cabinet Secretary provides vision and direction. Undersecretaries run the department and are often considered the government equivalent of a chief operating officer, albeit for a specific branch.